Hi, my name is Ioka, and in this video I will give you a walkthrough and analysis of my new track Rain in America and show you all the ideas and thoughts that went into it. So first of all, I want to show you this chord structure, which was quite interesting where I got it from, because as you can see in the title here on the left side, it's written Wagner Einzug der Götter in Valhall. It's from the opera Rheingold. And there is a really nice horn pattern playing. It's really famous. And I thought it would be nice to use this one. And so I started with the chords and tried to find a variation from it that I like and that would fit to my style, maybe, because the original pattern is quite it's not like a chill track like this one. It's a bit more powerful and it's Wagner, you know. So I came up with this one. So mostly I changed the rhythm and I added this chord, the sus chord with this. So it wouldn't be fit into the pattern from Wagner, but I liked it. So I think with this variation, it's for someone who doesn't know the relation to Wagner, it's impossible to hear the relation. So I think, and also this track doesn't sound. It sounds like the opposite of Wagner. So this should be fine. This track, Rain in America, is part of a little EP I'm still working on. And all the tracks have the same intro style, where I start with a really filtered, analog, old school sound, and also this one. So really short intro, and I didn't want to repeat the pattern already in the intro so much, so it was really short. And then I start. Maybe you can have a look at the drums. I use XO for the drums. I really like it a lot, and I found some percussion sounds that are sounding a bit like a lightning sound or thunderstorm sound. And so I came up with the idea to use rain sounds, Gewitter mit Regen in German, thunderstorm with rain, and so to further enhancing the feeling of maybe sitting inside in a cozy atmosphere, maybe autumn or winter, and outside you're listening or hearing thunderstorm sound and stuff. Maybe you can hear the drum solo. Especially this second sound here. Sounds strangely like a lightning and not like a really impactful thunder sound. So I really like the idea to find my material or relate my material to the material I already have. So I have these drums. Maybe I start with the drums, and they are remembering me of a thunderstorm. So I'm adding rain sounds. Then I'm adding other sounds that are also remember me of this feeling. Also, it's quite helpful for me to write down adjectives that are standing for this atmosphere, for this feeling, like cozy and warm and stuff like this. So I also had the idea to add a cembalo sound here, to also have this a bit old school nostalgic feeling in the track. So we go on here. Also this sound could be also like a lantern where the rain drops on it, and the lantern is all like a little bell, which are shaking in the wind outside. So yeah, could be like this. So this is the first part, and then we get into the second main part with the first melody. Some noise, yeah, exactly, just noise to the synth. By the way, these are all pigment synthesizers I used. I really like them a lot. This is a really easy, yeah, like simple patch, just a sample playing, and also just a sinus tone I added to this. So nothing special going on here. And the other one is also quite simple. It's also a sample. No, it's granular synthesis, and also yeah, and only some noise. So really simple stuff going on here. And I added some other sound here. So I like the idea on this track to have this also this breathing effect. And for this one, I did something a bit special. I like to group all my tracks into one group and add effects here. And if we look here in the automation lane, you can see that I had used a tool here and automated the width parameter here for all the tracks, which is quite unusual, I would say. So I try to further enhance the breathing effect every time when the melody goes on the second note, dee da, it opens up, the sound gets a bit wider, and then I close it, make it more mono again. And this is what I do all the time over this track. It's a bit easier to hear with headphones, but it's quite subtle. But it's there, and I think it's important for the track. And yeah, I think maybe did I? No, on the bass I did nothing. Okay. Then we can have another look at the drums, because it's also quite interesting. I added a nice plugin at this part. This plugin adds noise to the drums, so they are sounding like a bit. The sound is changed, but it's not. It's just an added effect, which sounds like I added reverb and maybe also changed the snare, stuff like this. But it's just adding noise. If we compare this to the original one. So it's quite drastic, and I use it to further energize this part, because it's maybe the part with the highest energy in the track. And also I muted the rain sound here, because I have a lot of noise sound already, especially in the second part, so I don't need it, and I also want to make some space for the melody. So then we go on. This could be. I just thought maybe it's sounding like the rain is over and the birds are singing again, because I added birds here. I like to have a lot of contrast in my tracks, so we have a lot of room and reverb going on, a big huge sound, and then I want to make it really, really small to have a huge contrast. So no reverb, no big rooms, and also the rain again. But to have the gap a bit more extreme here in the beginning, I filtered out the rain and also the bird sounds, and I bring them in when also the bells are coming in. So this is a nice effect. I also have, this is the filter going on, and with a high resonance, so you really can hear the filter sweep. So this is not only a kalimba, but it consists of 3 sounds. and they are changing randomly when a new note is played. So every new note gets a random instrument. So you can hear it. And I also filled these gaps when the melody is not playing, having a long note. I fill it with a bell. This long note gets filled again with a cembalo sound. So every time is happening something, is going something on. I think this is quite important to fill all these little gaps. Yeah, because it's an extremely slow track. It's not 120, but of course 60 BPM, and it stands quite still. So you have to keep it still a bit going. Yeah, so this is also why I add all the time in the second part the bell sound on every A to get the track moving. So then we go into the break. Here comes a new interesting sound in with an awesome effect from Bitwig, which is really strange because this effect makes every sound into like water bubble sound. So if I turn this off, so you just hear this like little flute, yeah, kalimba. Yeah, it sounds a bit strange. And with the arpeggiator, but when I enable this one, there's nothing left. So so I come into the break here, and I add again the effect from the beginning over the whole track. This was only for the chords. This is like this FX grid from Bitwig, really nice preset when you want to add like a veneer, crackle, humble, hum sound, rumble sound. And I added this to the whole track to also remember at the beginning. I have, yeah, so. So if we have a look again at this, I also turn it down again, and the rain sound comes in, and it's quite nice because this sound is really mono, and then the rain sound comes in and everything gets stereo again, and comes back to the original normal sound. And so the formal structure is extremely simple of this track because it's just copy and paste. So this is the first part again, the second part, and so on. So I had the first idea to reverse the chord sound. It would be sounding like this. And also with a lot of reverb, it sounds like a church organ maybe. But I didn't like it so much, and I thought, okay, this track is not so long, and if my tracks are not extremely long, I think it's fine to just repeat the first drop without variation, without any change, because of course for me as a producer, I hear this track like 100 times, and for me it starts getting boring, of course. But for the listener who only listens the tracks maybe for the first time and then like 5 times again, it's everything is new and quite special, hopefully. So it's not so, the track doesn't get so boring so fast. So I think it's fine in a track that is only like 4 minutes long to repeat just the main drops, the first drop again. But I still had the feeling it would be nice to add a little variation in the rhythm, so I speed things up a little bit, and so the rhythm sounds like this. So it's like a combination of a more speedy rhythm, but also with gaps. So it's still standing a bit still, then it's going again. So this is a combination of these both words maybe. And I also added some reverse sound here to get it more interesting, and added and one octave up the same chords in the second part. They are a bit out of tune, or changing the tune every time. That sounds a bit strange, but I liked it. And then we go into the second main part. So just the same as in the beginning. And so this is really the same. This is really just copy and paste. And yeah, and so we are through the tracks. It's also quite usual that the break in the first part is also the outro in the second part. And I enable or automate also again this vinyl sound here, so everything gets faded out into this old school vinyl sound as we also started the track. So yeah, this is my new track, When in America. It's available on Bandcamp and also in the future in my little EP. And yeah, you find the link in the description.